Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to use the class notebook. So the class notebook is basically like your own personal online jotter, and it's a place where your teacher can post work to you and where you can share work that you've completed with your teacher. It's a really useful tool that we'll probably be making a lot of use of in the next wee while. To access it, you simply go to your Teams page and you click on Class Notebook. Now, when the class notebook first opens up, you'll be presented with a welcome page that looks something like this. What you're going to want to do is go to the little bookshelf icon here and click on Show Navigation. When it opens, you'll see that three other areas become available to you. Let's go through each of these in turn and explain their uses. So first of all, you have the collaboration space. This is an area that your teacher may ask you to use if you're going to collaborate on something with the rest of your classmates. So this is where you can all post your ideas at the same time and view each other's work. So if I go to the literacy task, I can see that the teacher has added a similes and metaphors task in here. And it just says, click somewhere on this page and type your best simile or metaphor to describe something that you can see out of your window. So all I need to do is type my simile or metaphor in and type my name. And I can see that my classmates have already posted their similes and metaphors here. So that's a really useful place to collaborate if we're wanting to share ideas. Next, we've got the content library. Now, the content library is kind of like your textbook, if you like. So this is where your teacher will post different tasks for you to do, and then you can view them. However, I won't be able to type on them myself. So I can see here that the teacher has posted a similes and metaphors task. They've even kindly attached a video for me to view, but I'm unable to type on this. It just tells me what my tasks are. So that is the content library. Lastly, we've got our own personal section. So this is my name that's come up here. And when I click on my name, I can see that three other sections come up: literacy, maths, and other. Your sections may be slightly different. For now, I'm going to go to literacy, and I can now see that the teacher has actually shared the similes and metaphors task with me, so I can actually type into this. So this is a handy way for me to actually submit my work. My teacher is clearly wanting me to complete this like a worksheet, so I can do that, and then my teacher will be able to view my work. Now, let's say that you don't particularly like typing your work in. Instead, you could do your work in your jotter, take a picture of it using a tablet or smartphone, and then you could just drop that picture in. Your teacher will then be able to see that picture of the work in your jotter. Now, as I said earlier, this teacher has put in some extra things to help me understand this lesson. They've put in an audio description of the lesson, so all I need to do is click on this audio recording and I'll be able to hear my teacher's voice explaining the task. They've put in a video to help remind me of some of the things that we need to do in this lesson. However, there seems to be an awful lot of words here, and I may be feeling a little bit less confident with actually reading that. However, one thing I can do is use a feature called Immersive Reader. So I want to understand this task a little bit better. I'm going to go to the bit that I'm having trouble reading. I'm going to go to View, and I'm then going to go to Immersive Reader. Now, Immersive Reader is fantastic because it's a tool to help me understand the words on the page a little bit more easily. Now, let's say I'm reading through this. I can see that the words are a little bit bigger, and so they're easier to read. But let's say I come across a word that I find a little bit tricky to sound out. I could click on that word, and often there will be a picture to try and show me what it means. Alternatively, I could click on the listen icon.
Following.
And it will read out that word to me. Furthermore, I could click the play button here, and it will actually read all the work to me.
Write the following sentences in the correct column of the table.
However, in addition to that, let's say that you had written your own piece of descriptive writing, and your teacher had told you that you had to include things like verbs, adverbs, adjectives, that sort of thing, and you want to check whether you've actually done that. You could put your own section of work into Immersive Reader, click on the grammar options icon up here, and you can then have it highlight the types of words that you're supposed to include. So let's say you're supposed to include verbs, it will now highlight all of the verbs. Grated, grasping, slicing. Instead, I could maybe look at the adjectives here. So I can see that we've managed to include adjectives. So it's a really handy way of checking whether you're meeting the success criteria that your teacher has set for you. So that's it, guys. That's the class notebook. Basically, just your own online jotter and textbook, a way for your teacher to share work with you and a way for you to share work with your teacher. Cheers, guys.